Yes, sir.
I'm Dwight Haynes, and today is the birthday of General Dwight Eisenhower.
He was a good man. Who would have known that?
1950, I was privileged to be at the Boy Scout Jamboree at Valley Forge in Pennsylvania. And later, he had some pretty strong words.
He's fine. He can have.
Thank you. He had some pretty strong, this president, Dwight Eisenhower, later had some pretty strong words to say about the growing military-industrial complex. So I'm wondering, it seems that some of the Republican candidates just want to keep growing the defense budget. That's first and foremost. We'll do whatever it takes, even if other things have to be sacrificed, because that's most important, I hear. I'm wondering, would you be willing to set some limits? And will you make sure that corporations that sell weapon systems don't influence our politicians?
Absolutely. So that's a very good point. And I thought I brought up this point to a certain extent, in that every aspect of spending needs to be challenged in Washington, D.C. Every aspect. When you have the F-35, this incredible, apparently, this will be the most powerful plane, in the sky. Better than the Russians, better than the Chinese, but its cost, the costs are exponentially more than whatever anybody ever imagined, and it's taken exponentially more time than what anybody imagined. And one of the things that's going on in Washington, D.C. now, Senator McCain's committee and the House as well, is looking at procurement reform, which I think is essential. Instead of having these big, huge, complex weapon systems, whatever they are, that require maybe 2 or 3 contractors, the only people that can get it are these big aggregators, if you will. What we ought to do is have a more strategic approach to this and then build on it. And there's lots of reasons for this. One is cost, one is speed, to getting the equipment out into the field as fast as possible. It makes it, you're much more agile if you start small and build on it. And as important, think how fast technology is evolving. So we're building these big, sophisticated weapon systems. The F-35 is the biggest, most expensive one, I think. And they take way too long. It does not allow for competition. And the costs seem to be there's always cost overruns. And then the technology has to be refreshed anyway. Better to do this in increments and allow the technology to grow as we innovate and new technologies emerge. There's all sorts of, just across the spectrum of life. You see technological advances certainly in information technology, but also GPS technology, all the things that require a weapon system to be effective. There's just dramatic changes. The weight of certain metals, the storage of energy, of batteries, there's all sorts of things that if we did it the right way, and this is what's being proposed, and I totally support this. It also get many more contractors onto the playing field and create a more competitive environment, more competitive process, so that the big guys don't dominate. Thank you all very much. I'd love to shake hands with as many people as I can.
I'm the leading state sponsor of terrorism.